Well, the message being sent out by the Supreme Court is that it's had enough of bulldozer justice. The Supreme Court sending that message loud and clear across the country and also to the state of Uttar Pradesh. So why is that? And what is the latest action that the Supreme Court has taken? We'll try to answer these questions. First up to the latest action. Well, as of this morning, we had the Supreme Court expressing its displeasure by going ahead and directing the Prayagraj Development Authority to cough up a sum of 10 lakh rupees to 6 people, in fact, whose houses had been demolished illegally. Now, what's interesting is that the case itself involves a 2021 demolition. The concern that had been raised by various petitioners when they moved the Supreme Court is that they believe the UP government had acted to demolish their houses because there was a wrongful assumption that their properties were somehow linked to gangster-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed, that this was a part of the bulldozer justice drive to punish Atiq Ahmed and his family, and therefore this demolition drive was carried out, that it's wrongful, it's arbitrary and illegal. That is a concern that now has been upheld by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court saying that this is clearly a blatant violation of various safeguards that have been prescribed. In fact, the Supreme Court goes on to say that not only is it inhuman and insensitive and illegal, but this is something that warrants the state government of UP as well as the Prayagraj Development Authority coughing up that amount of 10 lakh rupees going to the individual persons. The Supreme Court saying that this has shocked their conscience, given as how a residential accommodation has been raised. The Supreme Court saying that this is a blatant violation of Article 21, the fundamental right to shelter, as has been guaranteed under the Constitution, being taken away in this shape or form with no safeguards having been followed, and with that, a strong advice being given to the state administration as well as to across the country that there is a need to follow the safeguards that were given by the Supreme Court in 2024. Now, what is this 2024 judgment? Well, just like in this matter, a number of petitioners had raised their concern about what they called was bulldozer justice or injustice, going on to say that there was a penal action being taken against persons who are accused, that merely accused persons were being punished by way of these bulldozer demolitions even before there was a conviction. This is something that the Supreme Court came down extremely hard on as a part of this 2024 judgment and laid down various safeguards. Number one, the safeguards that it laid down is that there will be no demolitions without a show cause notice, that the show cause notice will allow the persons concerned to at least have 15 days to respond, that the show cause notice themselves will be appealable in nature, that can be challenged. Also going on to say that the notices will be very clear as to why there was a demolition being proposed. Also, there has to be an aspect of a personal hearing to be done. These were among the safeguards. There was also, in fact, a safeguard deployed that the authority in question, like in this case, the Prayagraj Development Authority, will have to make good their case why demolition is the only answer, why no other answer, no other alternative is possible. And also then finally going on to say that if in the odd case there is a demolition, it has to be videographed. So detailed safeguards had to be given by the apex court. They were not complied with, and that is what the Supreme Court has in fact aggravated the position before the Supreme Court. That is what led to the Supreme Court observing that this has shocked our conscience. So a strong message being sent out by the highest court of the country that it's had enough of bulldozer justice.
Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV18 on all the social media platforms.